Did you know that two of our starting offensive linemen are ready to hit the field again? But hold up! Not everything is looking up. There are some key absences that could change the game. Ever wondered if being a Bears fan is really worth it? A recent survey drops a chilling stat. More than half of the fan base is wishing they'd picked another team. Yup, you heard that right. What's going on with our trust in this franchise? Could it be that the recent decisions have us more divided than ever? And finally, here's the big bombshell that could blow up this Sunday. A star defensive player is questionable for the game. That's right, a key name in our defense might be sidelined with an injury. What's that gonna mean for our game plan against the Packers? What does this latest injury report really mean for our team? Let me tell you this, we're heading into the game against the Packers with a very different outlook than we had last week. The offensive line, the one that's been under fire, is getting back its starting tackles, Braxton Jones and Darnell Wright. Now, let me ask you, will this be enough to protect Caleb Williams and reverse the trend of the 9 sacks we suffered against the Patriots? I believe this changes the game. Let's be clear. This team has taken its hits in more ways than one, but if there's one thing I've learned watching these Bears week after week, it's that there's no victory without a solid offensive line. And now we have it back. It's no secret that Braxton Jones and Darnell Wright are key pieces. The fact that both practiced fully on Friday and have no restrictions for the game tells me that the Bears are ready for a much more competitive matchup. But how does this affect the rest of the offense? Let me tell you, Williams, no excuses. This is your chance to prove your worth with time in the pocket. Now, not all the news is good. Montez Sweat's status, who's been dealing with ankle and leg injuries, is a headache none of us wanted to hear. I ask you, would you risk such a valuable player in a divisional matchup, or would you save him for the rest of the season? This could be a last-minute decision, but let me tell you something. If Sweat's not at 100%, the defense will have to step up with other names, like Darrell Taylor, who, while not posting eye-popping sack numbers, is among the best in quarterback pressure according to ESPN. And speaking of injuries, left guard Tevin Jenkins won't be playing in this one. How does that affect an offensive line that's just starting to find some consistency? I say the pressure is on the rest of the starters. If we want to win this game, every man on that line has to do his job. This is Green Bay, folks, and the rivalry doesn't allow mistakes. Do you think with these lineup changes the Bears have what it takes to beat the Packers this Sunday? Let me tell you this, the game against Green Bay isn't just another game, it's a statement. And if this team wants to change the narrative of the season, this is the time to do it. Now it's your turn, fans. What do you think about the return of Jones and Wright? Do you trust the defense, even without Sweat at 100%, to stop the Packers? What's going on with the Chicago Bears? 54% of fans regret being a part of the team. Bear family. According to a recent survey, 54% of Chicago Bears fans would prefer to have chosen another team. Yep, you heard that right. More than half of our fan base is so frustrated that if they could, they'd turn back time and pick a different team to follow. Now let me ask you this, when did we get here? How is it that a historic franchise, with legends like Walter Payton, is generating this level of discontent? Because I'll say it straight, the problem isn't just losing games. It's the direction of the team. It's that feeling that we have no idea where we're going. Last week, offensive coordinator Shane Waldron was fired. Okay, a necessary step, but is it enough? I ask you, what happens if, this Sunday against the Packers, they blow us off the field? Because let me tell you something, the Packers are favored by 5.5 points, and honestly, I don't see how the Bears can cover that spread. But let's be clear, who's to blame? I ask you, is this really a player issue on the field, or has the front office been clueless about how to build a winning team for years? Because, come on, firing Waldron might be a symbolic move, but the problem goes deeper. This isn't a one-man issue, this is a broken system. And here's my bold opinion, if this team doesn't find an identity soon, if we keep making mediocre decisions, we're going to keep losing our own fans. Because if 54% already wants out, how long before that number gets even bigger? I'll tell you, the fans deserve better. What's coming against Green Bay? Are we really going to let the Packers come into our house and embarrass us? Because I believe this game means everything. If we don't show something different this Sunday, if there isn't something that gives us hope, then what are we doing? Now let me ask you, are we ready to demand more from this team, or do we keep settling for less? Because, Bear family, this isn't just another game. This is a turning point. If we don't bring everything this Sunday, this team is going to be in a hole we won't get out of for years. Fans, I want to hear your thoughts. Should the Bears start making more drastic decisions? Do you think the problem lies more with the players or the management? What's going on with our offensive and defensive lines? Let me tell you this, Tevin Jenkins won't be playing this Sunday against the Packers due to an ankle injury. And here's the big question, the one I want everyone to think about. How bad is this loss for our hopes this season? It's not just Jenkins. Kieran Amagaji, our promising rookie, is also out with a calf issue. So, my question to you all is, are we ready to face Green Bay with these injuries? Because, in my eyes, this is where our roster depth gets tested. And even though we've got good news with the returns of Braxton Jones and Darnell Wright, is that really enough to keep the pressure off our quarterback? Montez Sweat is listed as questionable. I'll tell you this, Sweat is crucial. This guy isn't just any player. He's a pro bowler, a leader on our defensive line. If he's not 100% against the Packers, we could be in big trouble trying to stop their offense. What does this mean for our defense? Who's gonna step up if he can't go? Let me tell you, this is a critical situation. Sweat has franchise player potential, but here's the thing, and I know many of you are thinking it. Did we make the right call bringing him in for a second-round pick? Because right now, we need him to be the game changer we thought we were getting. Coach Eberflus talks about continuity and experience with the returns of Jones and Wright, but I'm asking you, is that enough to win the most important game of the season so far? Because let's be real here, winning this game is not optional. It's mandatory. We can't let the Packers steamroll us. Not on our way to the playoffs. I'll tell you this, the Chicago Bears are at a crossroads. This team has to show they can handle adversity. And the question we all need to ask ourselves is, are the Bears ready to overcome these injuries and come out on top this Sunday? This game against the Packers is more than just a divisional matchup. It's a test, a challenge that will define if this team is ready to take the next step. Now I ask you, do you trust this team to overcome the injuries and beat the Packers? Bears fans, the moment of truth has arrived. What do you think about the return of Jones and Wright? Do you believe the defense, even without Sweat at 100%, will be able to stop the Packers and pull off a surprise this weekend? Your voices are crucial, so don't forget to leave your comments and share your thoughts. Is it time for drastic decisions with the Bears? Do you think the main issue lies with the players or the team management? These questions are up in the air, and we want to hear your opinion. Every comment helps spark a passionate discussion within this community of fans who share the same love for the team. Finally, let me ask you directly, do you trust this team to overcome the injuries and beat the Packers? We want you to be part of this family, where we analyze, debate, and support our Bears together. Subscribe to the channel and join this passionate community. And remember, we follow every step of our team. See you in the next video.